They just found a petrified angel in Russia.
So in Russia, in Siberia, there was this gravel mine, right? So these people were mining whatever, trying to get like coal and like I think stone for gravel. And what they found down there was this.
Is that a fallen angel statue?
And they're saying that's not a statue, bro. Like they're saying that that's
an actual fallen angel
that got trapped because of how much detail it has. Like sculptures were even saying that that's so hard to replicate all the details it has. Oh, the wings are huge, bro. Look, he's standing up and he's not even close to the top, and it's on its knees. The Simpsons predicted all this shit, bro.
That they were gonna find that?
Yeah.
No way.
Look, there's more. What the heck is this thing?
What is it, Lisa?
It looks like a human skeleton, but these other bones look almost like wings.
You mean like an angel?
What's going on, bro? I don't get how they predict all this stuff, or maybe it's just people playing tricks on us that, yo, since this happened in Simpsons, we have to. I saw a video of allegedly a fallen angel was under like a cave.
You heard the sound
with the chains?
Alright, so I'm gonna play that audio for you guys first, and then
Again, another video that cuts off before it's over with. I guess we'll never know what that sound is. I'm at a point now as well. I think the Simpsons are basically like Nostradamus at this point. Like there have been so many episodes of the Simpsons. There are better chances of things happening. I think there's so many episodes of The Simpsons that at this point I think there's a better chance of things happening that we see on the show than there is things not happening. But let me know what you think about this whole Simpsons thing. I don't know. Is it a universal law where they have to like show us things? I don't know. I'm lost on this whole Simpsons shit, dude.
I heard about these mages in Indonesia. They can literally teleport. They can materialize things out of thin air. And so I was like, I want to find the best one, and I did. Royalty flight to meet him. I mean, he could do incredible things. Some of which I'm not even supposed to talk about. And I ended up staying with him for a month. He had me put my hands in like near boiling water to like merge with the fire element, and like ice cold pool for like, you know, springs for an hour, and doing all sorts of things to like balance the energies and learn about energies. And then he had me go into this cave, and this cave is huge. There's branches of this cave that the local government actually blocked off because people would go in it and disappear. And the story is like they'll either end up in the ocean like 30 miles away, or there's another cave where they'll end up coming back and they're aged like 50 years. Even for me, I'm like, this sounds crazy, but like after seeing, you know, what he can do, it's like, okay, it's a crazy cave. There's giant spiders and scorpions and cobras that can kill you in this cave. And he said, go in there, and it was like pitch dark, and he put a magic circle around me, just a little magic spell for a few minutes, and he left me all night. And I couldn't sleep at all, and there's so much weird stuff going on, both physical and spiritual. But it was a way to initiate me to realize, okay, you know, no matter what happens in the physical, everything starts in the spiritual realm. And this is like a manifestation key, because I had this billionaire to tell me, like, in the 3D world, in the realm of effect, you don't have a lot of power because it's already manifested. Everything starts in the spiritual world. So if you really know how to work it, you start there, and that trickles down, and it's like that protected me. I was not touched, even though there was literally a million things all around me. And so that really anchored it in deeper, that trust and spirit. And that's how you really manifest, is from connecting with that plane first.
I want to eat mushrooms with that guy. He seems so chill and just like mellow and just like accepting of things, just like super stoic. And that's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed. I'm already pretty much there. I'm a very chill, you know, just let it roll off my back. Cool, sweet. If I can fix it, I will. If I can't, I just got to deal with it, right? I'm one of those kind of people. Took a long time to get this way, by the way. Took a long time and a lot of experience to get this way. But other than that, it kind of sounds like that mage was hazing him. By like putting him in that cage. Or not the cage, the cave. I didn't know mages were still a thing. I want a mage. Where can I find a mage? I'm gonna Google mages.
זה יורד למטה.
אתה מצלם? אתה רואה?
אני רואה, מה זה?
תגיד, שתינו יותר מדי? לא, לא, כולנו רואים את זה.
מה זה? 5 עיניים.
שיו!
יואו! מה זה?
אמא.
מה זה? ראית? יואו בנברות. ראית את זה?
תראה, יש המון.
הנה, תראי שמה. מה זה?
אמא, לדור.
יש קבוצה שלמה שם, תראה.
I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. That was pretty crazy though. It's fairly crazy. Is this a new video? Is this like a current video, or is this like an old video? Do we know what that is? If it is an older video, has the media come out and said what it was? Not that I would believe what they said, but I'm just curious. Like, are they trying to cover it up already? Do we know what it is? Do you know what it is? 'Cause that was pretty awesome.
Anyway. Come here. Billy, is that you? Come here. Come here. Billy?
No fucking thanks, bro. Nope. No fucking way. I just know how I would handle that situation. I just know how I would handle it. Prank or not. And it was definitely a fucking prank, right? Prank or not, dude. I'm telling, if you're my friend, or if we're ever in the same vicinity, I'm gonna tell you right now, do not prank me like this. Because I am swinging. I am swinging, dude. I am swinging for the fences. And somebody is getting hurt. It's not worth the prank. I'm not one of those people that you pull fucking YouTube pranks on. If I'm being threatened, or if I'm afraid, because it doesn't happen very often. Okay, it happens all the time when I watch ghost videos, but in person, like humans, like I am the first person to defend myself. So don't do this to me. For both of our sake, please.
Flat or is it globe, mate?
It's flat.
This is flat.
Thank you very much, mate. God bless.
A man asked the pilot if the Earth is flat.
Can I talk to the pilot, please? Right here. You're the pilot? Hi. How long have you been flying for?
Like for Delta, 21 years, but maybe like 30 something.
I want to know, because they say the pilots know a lot. Do you think the Earth is flat or no?
I know it's flat.
You know it's flat? How long have you been flying for, you said?
Over 30 years.
And when you tell people that, do they think you're like crazy or no?
Only one person.
Only one person?
Yeah.
They built it for a flat, stationary Earth. And my goal is for some young fighter pilot to listen to what I just said, go out tomorrow and set the bottom of your L strobe on your altitude, run it out there to 80 miles, and that bottom altitude on your cursor will stay the same.
Are you a pilot?
Yes, sir.
One question.
Okay.
When you descend in the air,
Yeah.
do you dip or do you go straight?
It's straight.
Straight?
A little more with the nose out. That's it.
But straight. You don't dip into the...
No.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, sir.
Have a great day.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
The pilots. Is the Earth flat or round? Flat. Thanks. I'm with you.
Pregunta controversial. Hay un debate ahora en YouTube especialmente en el que las personas se cuestionan que si la curvatura de la Tierra es observable o no es observable. No, a las alturas que vuelan esos aviones, usted no va haciendo ningún ajuste, va como si fuera parejito, sobre terreno. No, pero sí tiene unos 2 grados más alto que normal, depende de lo que hace el avión. Ok, la nariz va hacia arriba, ¿sí? Pero no tienen que buscar la curvatura, no vuelan como si fuera sobre un plano. Sí, es lo que hace el avión. Bueno, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.
Okay, I'll give you guys benefit of a doubt. All you flat force operatives. I feel like a lot of those are taken out of context. And also with the logic of multiple, like I think 2 out of those like 5 pilots in this video saying that they're actually, the nose is pointed up slightly while they're traveling straight. They are not continuously climbing either. For them to have to point their nose up to keep going straight, it would be because something is slowly pulling them down. I mean, that makes sense to me. And also, I don't think planes fly not high enough to actually see the curvature of the Earth. People don't realize, man, like, the Earth is fucking huge, dude. The Earth is massive. It is literally massive. It is, like, unfathomably fucking huge for the average person, like myself or most people watching this video, to, like, even think of how big it is. I mean, it literally takes hours to fucking fly to a different part of my state of Florida. Like, little hours to fucking fly there. It's not even the biggest fucking state in America. And America is not even the biggest fucking country on the earth, right? And it's not the biggest continent. Like, people don't realize how huge the fucking earth is, man. Like, something big enough, man, it's gonna look like it's fucking flat, dude. It's gonna just look like it's just even. So, I don't know, man. Still a globe defender. Still a globe defender. But I do respect the research that all of you guys are putting into this, because without that kind of passion and research, we wouldn't know shit about fuck.
Okay, I've been seeing this all over my For You page and I need to talk about it. This can give you quite the jump scare if you're not expecting it. This woman named Felicity gained tons of media attention in 2018 when she confessed to marrying a zombie doll named Kelly. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but in my opinion, Kelly is looking suspiciously real. Felicity's fascination with dolls came at a young age when her grandmother gifted her a porcelain doll. She became obsessed with collecting dolls over the years, and she grew a wide collection. Her collection ranged from antique dolls all the way to creepy dolls. But everything changed when she found a zombie doll online. Kelly the zombie doll was created by an artist in Thailand. Felicity became intrigued with the doll's unique features and then became obsessed with it. She began treating the doll like a human by giving her a name, dressing her up, and even taking her out. Felicity claims that Kelly has a personality and that they have a deep emotional connection. As time went on, Felicity's feelings grew stronger, and she realized that Kelly was her soulmate. She decided to take the relationship to the next level and propose to the doll. She exchanged vows with the doll and promised to love and cherish her forever. Felicity insisted that this was a genuine expression of her love and devotion. She said that the doll has helped her through hard times and even given her a sense of purpose. Despite the controversy, Felicity remains committed to Kelly. I actually found that they recently started a family of zombie doll children. What a happy family, I guess. In reality, no disrespect to Felicity though, like you do you, girl. If you love zombie dolls, then you do that.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, real talk though. At what point are we allowed to start taking mental health seriously again? Just a question. You know, where do we draw that line? Because I don't care what anybody says. You know, be happy, be you, do you. That's just not healthy. That's just not healthy. And I'm tired of pretending that it is.
I'm overworking. You're missing the point of my intentions. My words are slurring. I'm addicted to you and everything that we do. Ooh.
Yeah, that's definitely beautiful. Still think it's pareidolia, but some things look like other things, man. I mean, I think that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. And in my opinion, lots of things just look like other things. Lots of things sound like other things. Lots of things have similar meanings, similar features. It doesn't mean they're directly correlated with one another or that they're even the same thing. But in this case, maybe it is.
I'm overworking. You're missing the point of my intentions. My words are slurring. I'm addicted to you and everything that we do. Ooh. I don't wanna feel you now, but I'm starting to figure out. Feeling like a countdown. Break my heart again, don't you start again. Yeah, I know that you know that we're more than friends. I'm over.
Holy shit. I don't know, man. I think that was probably planted there. I hope so. So the fact that it's one of like many places that you can tap to get an aerial view, that would make me think that it was intentionally there. Maybe put there in a place to, you know, screw with tourists. I don't know if that's a place in Antarctica to where you can actually go. I know there's like, you can do Antarctica tours, but take you to like a specific spot. So I wonder if that would be there just to kind of fuck with them to be fun. But then again, I don't know. On Google Earth, are there like user submitted camera angles that you can upload and like add to Google Earth? Because I would think that there would be like a filtering system to avoid like, you know, fucked up shit from being uploaded on there. So it makes me think probably not. So this is probably very intentional. Nonetheless, if I saw that out in the water, that would freak me the fuck out.
Imagine facing an alien creature right at your doorstep. A creature with enormous glowing pink eyes. It's a true story that happened to a family in Illinois. In the quiet rural town of Enfield, in April of 1973, a bizarre creature was said to have emerged from the shadows. The unsuspecting McDaniel family was about to face a chilling encounter that would shatter their peaceful night. One evening, Henry McDaniel's young children reported a strange beast trying to get into their house. They described it as somewhat human-like, yet eerily distorted. Skeptical at first, Henry dismissed it as mere child's imagination. That is, until he heard an odd scratching sound at his door later that night. Bracing himself, he picked up his gun and flashlight and cautiously opened the door. What he saw next was beyond any ordinary understanding. A creature stood there, almost like a human body, with 3 legs, short arms, and massive eyes that glowed a piercing pink in the darkness. In shock and fear, McDaniel fired 4 shots at the creature, certain he hit it at least once. The beast hissed, not unlike a wildcat, and then, displaying an unnatural agility, leaped 80 feet in just 3 jumps, disappearing into the night. The authorities were alerted, finding scratches on the door and unusual dog-like footprints with 6 toe pads in the dirt. But no other clues. The story hit the local papers, but many dismissed it as fantasy. Yet Henry McDaniel was unwavering. He reported 2 more sightings, maintaining that the creature was not of this planet. As the news spread, others claimed sightings, drawing monster hunters and curious thrill-seekers to Enfield. Despite this, no concrete evidence of the Enfield monster was ever found, and the town returned to its peaceful quietude. Was it a cryptid, an alien, or simply an animal misidentified in the darkness? We may never know. But one thing's certain. In the quiet town of Enfield, something stirred that night. Something that continues to provoke wonder and fear to this day.
So my initial reaction to... Nope. I was going to say my initial reaction would be to start swinging, but, I mean, we all know my initial reaction would be just peacing the fuck out. Like, nope, I'm out. Fuck that. But if there's nowhere to go, you know, I'm going to try to fight this thing. And I'd be real fucking confident, too. I'd be real fucking confident while I was, like, ripping my fucking arms off or something. Oh, my God, man. I hope I never run into anything like this, man, because I'm fucked. Just straight up. Like,
Look what's happening to our food.
Toyuqlar nə boyda olur, ey? Buna bax, ey. Bir toyuğa 400 qramı şapbulladır, ey, buradan bu tərəfə. O birisini elə, o birisini elə. Bəs, bəs, o birisini elə. Buduna da vur baxıb, bud nətər işir. Əlini çək.
first things first, I need that muscle plumping gun. If you could tell me where to get one, that would be awesome. Because I'd be fucking Boo, my fucking shit every morning. I think it's just water they're just pumping the muscles full of. I have no fucking clue. It's probably not water, but in my mind, I'm like, I think it's just water. But they should just fucking, why don't they just give the chickens creatine, baby? Fucking get them all plumped up. Get them on a fucking regimen. So I'm not completely against GMOs. I am, however, against not knowing what's going into our food, and also a lot of things that we know are going into our food, right? I think genetically modified food could be beneficial if it was done to provide more like nutrients and, you know, increase the availability of scarce foods to people in places where those foods are not native, or places where, you know, people just like lack the resources to acquire food in general. But I mean, we know that, you know, GMOs, they're not made to be the most nutritional, satiating foods like they should be. They're made to just be like mass produced and cut costs and save money and shit like that. So where I'm not against GMOs overall, I am against GMOs in their current state in most cases. So let me know what you think. Was that water they were pumping those chickens full of?
Did you know that you are the only living person on Earth right now, and everyone else is just a product of your imagination? Listen carefully, you'll be shocked. There's a theory where you are actually the only living person right now, the only consciousness that truly exists. It's called the egg theory. Your family, your friends, the strangers you pass on the street, all of them exist because your mind doesn't want to feel alone. But here's the eerie part of this theory. Since you are the sole true consciousness, you will live every possible life that has ever existed and will ever exist. You will be reincarnated and born billions and billions of times until you have lived every individual's life. And then you can hatch this egg and become a god. The entire universe was created as an egg for the main character, which is you. And once you have lived every human life ever, you will be born as a god. Every time you hurt someone, you are hurting yourself. It may sound horrific, but you wouldn't know if you've already lived billions of lives. You've probably already lived over 1 billion, and you just don't remember. You probably lived your mother's life, your cousins, the stranger across the street. In reality, you are me and I am you. So every single person you know and will ever know was you.
So that theory is based on a short story by the author and novelist Andy Weir. He's actually the guy that wrote the book The Martian, which became the movie The Martian that starred Matt Damon. But I love that fucking story. That's such a dope theory. And it's such a crazy thing to think. But I kind of like the idea of everything just being a part of our existence, right? I mean, I love more than me existing, right? I don't want to sound like a fucking narcissist here. But it's a cool thought to think that everything is connected in that way. Everything is just one consciousness kind of branched off into many so that it can experience the fullness of life simultaneously. I know, something very poetic about that and really interesting. So
friends began to notice that 35-year-old Danielle Harkins, a school teacher in Florida, started acting strangely in June of 2012, and soon after she was arrested for the abuse of 7 students. Danielle told her students they needed to rid their bodies of demons while they gathered around a fire just before dusk. She instructed them to cut their skin to let the evil spirits out. She then told them they needed to burn those wounds to ensure the spirits wouldn't return. When Danielle held a lighter to one of her students' hands, a gush of wind came and blew it out. This prompted her to douse her student's hand in perfume and set it on fire, and that student suffered from second-degree burns. Another student was cut in the neck with a broken bottle. Danielle used a flame to heat a small key, which she then used to cauterize the wound. Danielle spent 6 months in jail for child abuse and child endangerment, but when she was released, she vanished from the face of the earth, and nobody seems to know where she is today.
Yo, that's not demonic possession. That bitch is just off her meds. So I had this conversation with a friend, not exactly about this topic, obviously, but just about people in positions of authority not being, I guess, vetted well enough before they're given jobs. And I know that people can change over time. Things can happen to make people fucking go crazy. Things can happen in very high tension situations to where you can't really gauge how a person will act in a situation until it happens. And a lot of this conversation had to do with like authority, you know, law enforcement and stuff. But in this case, it kind of bleeds over into thinking like we have to do a better job of vetting people that are responsible for our safety, for, you know, our family, for our children's safety, which I know is impossible. There's people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And sometimes people just are really good at lying or just haven't quite gone crazy yet. So there will always be situations to where fucked up shit happens like this, unfortunately. But I feel like there are ways, or there should be fail-safes in place and longer periods of analysis of the individual to avoid the stuff from happening as much as it does. Let me know what you think about that. Obviously, this fucking broad was crazy. She probably just pieced out when she got out of prison because the townspeople probably wanted to fucking burn her ass up like she was Freddy Krueger, right? I mean, it's probably where she went.
What's happening with our planet?
So did all of that happen in the same hospital? Is it the same day? Skeptical about this because of course I am, but I'm a little more skeptical even because the second clip where the nurse that was standing there disappeared. It was like a noticeable delay in reaction from everybody around here. I mean, if I'm talking to somebody that disappeared in front of me, I'm not going to just continue looking at where that person was standing. I don't know. It was just, the delay was a little too long. I think it was just shitty editing. That just kind of killed the whole thing for me. There's been a lot of talk about people disappearing and stuff. I still haven't seen the clip with the kids on the school bus. Let me look that up, actually. Let me look that shit up. Hold on.
Have you seen the video of where the kids mysteriously disappeared off of a school bus?
Thank you. That's what I like. Thank you. That's what I like.
In the video, the school bus driver is seen to have gotten in some kind of a bad traffic. Then as he looks back, he is shocked to not see anyone in the bus.
Is everybody okay?
Then the encounter with the policemen where they are trying to find the kids.
There's no accident here, okay? Look around the bus.
Right,
There's
slow down. Slow down.
Okay.
Slow down. I know you didn't get in an accident. You just told me that.
Okay.
The kids are gone.
They're gone. I don't know where they went.
How many kids total?
45, 50.
Okay. Do me a favor. Stand right there. Stand right there. Do it now, please.
Look at it.
Stand right there.
Nothing wrong with
Do not move.
They just went.
I'm going to take a look. Hello? Hello?
The video is obtained from a religious website where some claim it was Rapture, while others said it's fake. But what do you think about this? Resembling Nicolas Cage movie Left Behind, where the true...
I wasn't sure about that to begin with, but it started obtained from a religious website. So I think it's probably just fucking fake. I mean, honestly, it's just like the other one. It's probably fucking fake. Probably just like religious propaganda, or just I don't know, man, dude. That's the thing about all these, dude. All this stuff, like you never know if this content has an ulterior motive, like the creation behind it. It could just be for fun, like in a lot of cases. It could just be something that's created for fun. Not this specifically, but just these kinds of videos in general. It could just be for fun. Then you have stuff like this that could be like, just propaganda, religious propaganda. Then you can have stuff of UFOs. It's just, government propaganda. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell. I just started seeing these kind of disappearing videos. I know they're probably a little older. You guys probably already seen the bus one, but I figured I'd check it out because I hadn't seen it yet. So let me know what you think about that. If there's any information you have about it, if it was a hoax, if it's still just, if it did originate on the religious website or wherever the fuck it came from, just any information you have, give it to me if you would.
Are you getting exposed to forever chemicals? I'm Dr. Tim, and your body can't break down forever chemicals called PFAS. Some studies suggest that they may increase risk of cancers such as in the liver and kidneys, in addition to risk of endocrine disruption and reproductive issues. Two main types of PFAS are called PFOA and PFAS, which some countries have already banned.
The following items have PFAS, like non-stick cookware,
grease-resistant paper, personal care products like dental floss, even possibly your tap water. See my next video on tips to avoid PFAS and follow me to live a healthier life.
The survival of the fittest is so important. That's a stupid way to fucking say it. That's a dumb way to say it. I didn't mean to say important. It is important, but basically everything is trying to get us. Everything since the beginning of time has been trying to get us. You figure with the way that the universe works and the earth, everything is trying to get you. Survival of the fittest is a prevalent theory because so many species have since died off due to, you know, natural conditions or interstellar natural disasters, like whatever the case may be, whatever wiped out civilization and the planet before. Everything since the beginning of time is created to destroy us, and we've survived. We've carried on. We've made it this far along with all the other species on the planet. So it is insane to me that we are still using things that we know are harming us and that we know are causing long-term damage, and also that there are people and corporations and whoever that are either intentionally trying to speed up the process of our demise or just passively doing it because it's profitable, and they're like, whatever. Like, it is like 1 in billions % chance that we are here right now, that we were born, that our species survived, that we've thrived on this planet. Let's just, like, God and creation aside, right? Let's just say strictly off of mainstream science here. It is a miracle it is that we are here right now watching this video together, and yet there are things that we are creating that are actively harming us, just destroying us and getting rid of us. It's so insane, dude. Literally nobody cherishes life. Everyone just takes life for granted. Everyone takes existence for granted, and it's just bonkers to me. Sorry for that rant. It was really hard to get those thoughts out. I couldn't get the words right, but I hope that made sense. I promise I'm not high right now. I am sometimes, but not right now.
So this video is going to be highly controversial for obvious reasons because it's pretty much impossible to be unbiased on this topic, but I'll give it a go anyway and try to be unbiased as possible regardless. So essentially this morning a full-blown civil war erupted between Israel and Palestine. Israel is in blue and Palestine currently is in yellow and green. With the Palestinian group Hamas launching a surprise attack on Israel out of the Gaza Strip here, as you can see in green. Hamas generally being described as a Palestinian Islamic fundamentalist group and also designated as a terrorist group by these countries and organisations you can see next to me. It is worth noting that not all nations or organisations believe Hamas is classified as a terrorist group, such as in the Arabian Peninsula, for example. Certain countries and organisations levelling similar accusations against sects of the Israeli forces. And it's a little complicated, but I think the main reason for these accusations of terrorism being levelled against both Israel and Palestine historically has been due to the death of innocent civilians on both sides. And this has usually come in the form of, let's say, a member of Hamas launching a terrorist attack against Israeli civilians and then Israeli civilians dying as a result. And on the flip side to that, you've got Israeli forces such as in the Israeli Defense Forces who are supposed to go after the terrorists, but there's no doubt that innocent Palestinian civilians get caught in the midst of that. But there have also been arguments and disagreement in relation to the number of civilian deaths on both sides and the type of force that's used. Now that that's out of the way, I'll kind of briefly explain the events that transpired this morning and what could happen in the future. Since Hamas launched these attacks on Israeli settlements this morning, the Israeli Prime Minister declared a state of war with about 40 people being killed in total so far. Around 5,000 rockets already having been fired at Israel, with also a group of Israeli civilians being taken hostage by Hamas. As a result, you'd probably expect the Israeli government to send more ground troops down to the Gaza Strip and also to fire their own rockets into the Strip. Having said all this is probably the biggest development in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict we've had in quite a while. I'll also make sure to keep you guys updated on a daily basis to the events that have transpired in this current conflict.
The world is crazy. So I know people say that silence is just as bad as picking the wrong side, but I don't feel like I know enough about this conflict to comment on it. Even being part Jewish myself, I still just can't see myself just commenting blindly on what's happening. It's awful. I have friends that are retreating from both areas. I'm sure I have viewers that are doing the same. And it's a really touchy subject, man. It's really fucked up. It's a really sad state that the world's in right now, and I don't have any other comments outside of that. I don't know enough about this to make an educated comment, and I know it's unrealistic to say, like, I just want everyone to stop fighting and everyone to be okay, but honestly, man, I think that's what everybody wants. Sad times, man. Be nice to each other in the comments.
There is a terrifying theory about our universe that the human mind can't comprehend. It's called the eternal universe theory. Many astrophysicists wonder if the Big Bang was merely an event, and not when the universe actually formed, but instead, the theory suggests that the universe has always existed. In this view, the universe is seen as an unchanging and infinite entity, where matter and energy are continually being created to maintain a constant average density as the universe expands. Unlike the widely accepted Big Bang theory, which proposes that the universe originated from a singular point in an event known as the Big Bang, the eternal universe theory suggests that the universe has always existed and will continue to exist indefinitely. This idea challenges the conventional understanding of the cosmos and raises profound questions about the nature of time, space, and the ultimate fate of the universe. Supporters of the eternal universe theory argue that it provides a more elegant explanation for the universe's existence. By eliminating the need for a cosmic beginning, the theory avoids the conundrum of what preceded the Big Bang or what caused it to occur. It also negates the requirement for a hypothetical singularity, which is a point of infinite density, a concept that currently lies beyond the reach of our scientific understanding. Moreover, an eternal universe implies that the conservation of energy and matter holds true throughout time, reinforcing one of the fundamental principles of physics.
That's one reason why I never saw the logic in arguing over, the existence of a god or not. Because the argument from religious people would be like, well, if there's no God, who created the universe? The Big Bang, okay, what happened before the Big Bang? We don't know. Nothing. It was just always there. Okay, that doesn't make sense. And then from the opposing side, they'll be like, okay, well, if God created the universe, what was there before God? Oh, well, nothing. He was just always there. Okay, well, who created God? Nobody. God was always there. Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. It's the same argument, right? You could easily call the Big Bang God making, whatever the fuck he made in 7 days. Or you could call, this internal universe God, just always being here, right? I think it's just different ways of calling the same thing something that you relate to and something you connect with. It's the same argument. I never saw a need in arguing about that. I've believed in God and not believed in God and every which way in between throughout my life. And it's always just been the same thing. There's no all-in-one answer, aside from just saying either God has just always been there or that the universe has just always been there. But yet people are still arguing about what name to call it. It's dumb to me. I think our focus should be on what we can do now that we are here in order to understand the life that we're living the best, so that we can live the best, so that we can thrive our best, so that we can be the healthiest that we can be, so we can help each other become the best that we can be collectively. And I feel like that's where our focus needs to be, on just how to exist in the moment right now that we're currently living in, while still learning about the past and learning from the past and learning from the future. But our focus just needs to be on, just taking advantage of our short time here and being the best person that we can be and making the biggest positive impact that we can on ourselves and the world and those around us. And that would be my Miss America speech if I were to win Miss America, baby. World peace. World peace, baby. Seriously, though. I mean, just fucking, focus on what's important. You. Us, this, life, right now, be the best version of you and help other people be the best version of themselves. It's fucking simple. Life is hard, but it is so unbelievably simple at the same time.
Debunking flat Earth in 60 seconds or less. We first proved the Earth was a sphere using a literal stick in the ground, so it's not hard to understand. Space looks different to people in the southern and northern hemispheres. I mean, compare the moons. This only makes sense if people in Australia are upside down relative to the northern hemisphere. And what about lunar eclipses? The Earth's shadow is cast onto the moon as a perfect circle. And what about our literal photos of Earth? Do flat earthers use GPS? Because GPS only works because of the satellites orbiting our very spherical Earth. And we can see other planets using telescopes. Why are they spherical but Earth isn't? Debunking flat Earth in 60 seconds.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I clicked on that video, I was hoping that he would have better arguments. He didn't really do much for the globe defenders there, bud. Oh, fuck.
If this man was alive, he would absolutely crush TikTok.
he'd be way more popular than the Kardashians. I'm going to show you part of the talk that this man, Earl Nightingale, gave that so many people have said it has changed their lives forever, and they listen to it every day, so you're definitely going to want to save this.
Let me tell you something which, if you really understand it, will alter your life immediately. If you understand completely what I'm going to tell you from this moment on, your life will never be the same again. You will suddenly find that good luck just seems to be attracted to you. The things you want just seem to fall in line, and from now on you won't have the problems, the worries, the gnawing lump of anxiety that perhaps you've experienced before. Doubt, fear, well, they'll be things of the past. Here's the key to success and the key to failure. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. Throughout all history, the great wise men and teachers, philosophers and prophets have disagreed with one another on many different things. It's only on this one point that they are in complete and unanimous agreement. Now, how does it work? Why do we become what we think about? Well, I'll tell you how it works as far as we know. Now, to do this, I want to tell you about a situation that parallels the human mind. Suppose a farmer has some land, and it's good fertile land. Now, the land gives the farmer a choice. He may plant in that land whatever he chooses. The land doesn't care. It's up to the farmer to make the decision. Now, remember, we're comparing the human mind with the land because the mind, like the land, doesn't care what you plant in it. It will return what you plant, but it doesn't care what you plant. Now, let's say that the farmer has two seeds in his hand. One is a seed of corn. The other is nightshade, a deadly poison. He digs two little holes in the earth and he plants both seeds, one corn, the other nightshade. He covers up the holes, waters, and takes care of the land, and what will happen? Invariably, the land will return what's planted. As it's written in the Bible, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Now remember, the land doesn't care. It'll return poison in just as wonderful abundance as it will corn. So up come the two plants, one corn, one poison. Now, the human mind is far more fertile, far more incredible and mysterious than the land, but it works the same way. It doesn't care what we plant. Success, failure. A concrete, worthwhile goal, or confusion. Misunderstanding, fear, anxiety, and so on. But what we plant, it must return to us. You see, the human mind is the last great unexplored continent on Earth. It contains riches beyond our wildest dreams. It will return anything we want to plant.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm a huge believer in basically how we program our minds to approach situations and scenarios, good and bad, is 100% responsible for how we react to those things. Like if we're just like erratic and illogical and just irrational, when we step up to do something that is important, we're going to handle it irrationally. We're going to handle it illogically. But when we practice, confidence and logic and rationality, and we basically program our minds to just react to everyday things that way from a place of emotional maturity or confidence, when something big happens that would normally crush us, crush our anxiety, crush us with fear, it's like practice, right? We'll approach that with rationality. We'll approach that with confidence, logic, and we'll be able to handle that situation better because of it. Short story time. So I talk a lot about, training martial arts. I do boxing, Muay Thai kickboxing, done some jiu-jitsu, a little bit of MMA, Taekwondo. I've done things. I used to be a very irrational, illogical person. I used to get very overwhelmed in situations that would like heighten my adrenaline. I mean, if I was in situations of, maybe someone trying to start something with me at a bar, I would be that asshole that would be like, trying to puff up and trying to yell and whatnot to try to, intimidate the other guy or scare him out of it or just kind of gas myself up, right? Boom, let's go, fuck you, whatever, those assholes that you see online a lot and in person, depending on what bars you go to. Though I would recommend not going to those bars anymore because fuck those kind of people. But last year, I was on a date with a girl, our first date. I just met her once, and her ex-boyfriend ended up being at the bar. They kind of got into it a little bit, and I let her handle it first. I was standing and watching, but I was like, okay, they have a history. I'll let her tell them to fuck off. I'll just watch to make sure nothing happens. And so she did. She handled it. I think women are capable of doing that, handling their shit. So I let her do that. I let her handle her shit. A couple minutes later, the guy comes back and grabs her arm, pulls her away from me. And just being a dick. He's just not letting her go. She's trying to walk away. So then I got involved. I'm like, okay, she can no longer handle this situation. So I calmly approached him and I put my hand on his shoulder and I turned him around like, hey, don't do that. You know, it's not cool. And he starts doing what I used to do. I'm like, you know, fuck you, don't fucking touch me, whatever. And went back to yelling at my date. So at that point, I grabbed him and I pushed him back. I'm like, dude, that's not cool. That's really not cool, man. Don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna let this happen. Like, I'm letting you know, this is not gonna happen with me here. You're done. And then he started, you know, doing the whole fuckboy thing where he's like, you know, fucking come on, fucking don't touch me, motherfucker, whatever. And for the first time, because I've been training for a few years now, and you know, I spar, I roll, I get hit. You know, getting hit doesn't scare me anymore. I remain calm in those situations because I've been sparring for so many years. It was the first time I ever got into an actual altercation with somebody since I've been like training these past like 3 years, like consistently. And my adrenaline didn't go up at all. My mood didn't change. My breathing didn't change. I was still very calm. And like in my mind, I'm just like more so disappointed. I'm like, God damn it. Like, really gonna have to fight this guy? Like, this is dumb. I took off my jacket, put it on the ground, and I was just like, got ready for whatever. Yeah, I didn't know what this guy was gonna do. But he was being erratic, crazy, and I was just like, calm still. Then security grabbed him and whatnot, and thanked me for stepping in between and whatnot. But what I realized in that moment was like the consistency of just training my brain and like just like training myself, putting myself in these situations to where what used to scare me and what used to like psych me out no longer did. I would have never expected that scenario for me to handle it like I did, that calm. I mean, I always wanted to. I would have always loved to just been like chill and like, you know, street fighting sucks. Street fighting is scary. People can have weapons and you can get jumped or whatever, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But being able to remain calm in that situation, I was able to, you know, kind of calm the situation down to the best of my abilities without making shit worse by being a fuckboy, you know, just like the other guy was. And that's kind of like how I've noticed that I also handle other situations. I basically handle everything calmly now. It is carried over in every part of my life. And I'm not just saying it's the martial arts, although I know that did help, but it's also just taking initiative and just being very stoic about things and kind of rolling with the punches and handling things when they show themselves, instead of, you know, trying to avoid them or, you know, just letting them like beat me up and eat away at me mentally or emotionally. Like I said, life is hard, but it's very simple. You know, do what you have to do to fix the things that you need to fix. Find ways to do that. And if that way doesn't work, find a new way to do it. Like, because if a problem is bothering you, if there's something that you can't fix and you can't change, there's no sense in letting it eat away at you. But if there's something that you can change, there's a way to change it. And you may not find that the first time that you attempt to fix this issue, but you will eventually if you keep trying and you don't let this thing beat you. So I know this isn't really I mean, it doesn't really have a place in a creepy TikTok reaction video, but I think it's a very important topic. And I'm very big on, you know, emotional maturity and mental strength and whatnot. And I don't talk about this a lot because this is definitely separate from other things I've done, but I've written books. I've written a few books. And one of which is actually about overcoming issues, navigating life's ups and downs and kind of, you know, learning from mistakes. And using them as leverage to kind of pull yourself up. So I don't know if you guys want to hear more about that side of me and that side of my life. You know, I'll add some resources. Maybe I'll add a link to my books in the description for you guys moving forward or whatever. But I don't know, this shit's all important. Figured I'd just give my opinion on it and I'll add it to this. So, but I'm gonna end that here, and this TED Talk has gone on long enough. So